gamers. Hello, hello. Hi, everyone. Hi, Snack. Hi, Zebra. Hello, Will. Everybody's like Twitch usernames look a shade, like one shade darker in my little like chat preview box window than I feel like they normally do. I might just be losing my mind though. It did update OBS, so I don't know. Or maybe everyone made their colors one shade darker on purpose just to fuck with me. Is that the case? Says the people have been dying to know. I've been dying to know, okay, yeah. Where in the world is Ace right now? I mean, presumably, I mean, you know, she works with, you know, our judge, right? Presumably they're doing, you know, some other case or something like that. I almost want to ask if, like, we're stuck with this judge. If we're stuck with this judge for the rest of the game or not. But I don't know. Maybe I don't want to know, because like, what if he shows up and it's Raw? I can go. Judge returned to the Edgeworth Great Revival fanfare. He's a beloved character. I think I said this last week, but I would legit be bummed if the last we saw of that judge of Judge is fucking I don't know what turnabout recipe. Not Cope. Hey, all right. Good streak. You know that people like this last case. I feel like that should answer your question. I mean, does it though? Is the judge what anyone likes about a case in this game besides us? Like, yeah, people probably like the judge, right? Like, you know, in the way that, I don't know, you like when a fucking Goomba shows up in Super Mario. Sure, but what we aren't considering is that nobody likes this judge. Okay, interesting. What if shit judge just kill the momentum every single time something cool is happening on the final day of trial? Yeah, what if they like try to shoehorn in this new like shit judge character and like make shit judge the like main character of the arc, right? You know, what if like Judge Lamont, Judge Lamont? Even the characters are like, this fucking guy sucks. Judge Lamont. How's everybody doing? Happy Tuesday. Did I answer your question, Zebra? What was your question? What is ASAT doing right now? I mean, you know, she's with, you know, she's with Judge. She's with our judge. They're doing a case, like, or you know, or something. You know, she's banging the hammer. Yeah, Juge Lamont, Juge Lamont, Juge Lamont. Is that let's? Who knows what the title is? Edgeworth must be devastated she's not here. That's right, we decided he's a fan, right? Who knows what the stream title is? Because it is something. Of course it's something. Big thinkies, Hypixel. I swear to God, Pixels. Okay, it's definitely an OBS thing, because now I'm looking at the little chat window on the stream preview. OBS updated, and everybody in my little preview box's like chat color is definitely like darker. Is it One Piece? It is One Piece. It is One Piece. It's supposed to be Edgeworth saying it, but like it kind of like it, I don't know, it like doesn't make it does, it's not like perfect. It's like when they leave Wano. No. I've only changed the name in this quote. I know Kingo gave a suggestion at Zebra Stream, and I did like it, but it kind of just got me thinking along those kind of lines. Is Larry supposed to be Luffy? Yes. Yes, he is. Hope everybody's doing well. Hope everybody had a good Tuesday. My Tuesday was fine. I feel like I accomplished some things, even though I didn't really actually do any of them specifically. Could be so many One Piece characters. What's up, buddy, bro? Alright, it seems like everybody's trickled in. It seems like everybody's trickled down economics. The barbecue sauce has trickled down, Nick. The sauce will eventually reach us. We just have to make do with what we have for now. It is no, it's not Gin. It's not Gin. That's why they only get 2 sauce packets. guys ready? Should we get into it, guys? Last week, what did we do? We started trial. Um, it felt like it was a pretty run-of-the-mill stream. I feel like we didn't like do a whole lot of like bits, at least that I can remember. Um, but there were definitely some really good reactions, um, especially with Franny Von Karma making her overdue reappearance. I was very excited for that. Um, that was a fun reveal. Did we like accomplish anything? I mean, so we definitely kind of established that like there's definitely something with like the snowmobile, the snow the how was this, the snowmobile. Um, they gonna invite Ishizu Istar onto my island next. That's fucking awesome. And I'm gonna like the next island Zebra's making. We're still like, it still feels like we are potentially setting up for a like twin or something to do with Iris, because it seems like she's all over the place, like, but I don't know. That would be interesting, I suppose. There was we did the bikini flashback where she was so hot. I guess that was a bit. I wouldn't mind ending up with Shizu. That's a pretty good second. We are gonna deal with the Larry in the room finally. Yeah, she definitely. I don't know how much I ever really like talked or like commented on this, especially at the time, probably because I was just so swept up in the, the finale-ness of the second game. But when someone last week, I don't remember who it was, said in chat like, it's crazy that like before this she only had 2 trials. And I was like, oh my god, you're right. Like, she's only in, Turnabout Maya, and Turnabout Big Top, right? And then she just kind of gets written out of the last case, just to have Edgeworth back. Yeah, it's, like, it's definitely a disservice to her character, but it's hard. I don't, like, I didn't, like, really, like, notice or perceive it, I don't know, or, like, care much at the time, really, just because of, like, oh, well, like, Raw, Miles Edgeworth is fucking cool. She definitely, in that game could have benefited from another case in there. So yeah, again, to have her come back here and like face off against Edgeworth, I think is really cool. So it's good to see her back. And it's cool to have this, like, the remnants of Manfred von Karma facing off. Because it, like, to 99% of Ace Attorney players, Von Karma is probably just like a guy, but to me, he represents so much more. He is genuinely like I know I gave him Kingdom Hearts Xemnas as a voice, but he feels like so much like a Kingdom Hearts like mastermind in the background character. um, so, so it's like, I don't know. He feels like such a mythic level figure in the verse that was at one point freed from jail by fucking Detective Gumshoe. Proceeded to go on a rampage. Why would they go on a rampage? They're just like normal people. they're just people. They're not hardened criminals. Gumshoe told him to go wild. He's out there sailing with Damon Gan. Oh. Makes sense coming off the first game where they set the rival aside for a final boss prosecutor. I think it helps the first game that the case in question still generally revolves around Edgeworth as a character. Yeah, right. Like, yeah, like that is so cool because it's like, oh, like our rival the old time is now, is now our client. And in essence, you're still kind of dealing with Edgeworth, right? Just because Von Karma trained Edgeworth, so it is very much just like, facing off against the same kind of like ideals in like an antagonist character. Yeah, she doesn't get a lot in Justice for All. She's not like involved in the plot or anything like that. He still lurks in the background of the world. Did they ever get him back? I don't remember. Somebody would have to go back. I think they did. I think they all got sent back. Godot also only appeared in 2 cases. I guess that's true. I mean, you do kind of have him in 4, but not as like a rival, or not as your prosecutor. That does sound familiar, Snack. I think the SWAT 4 guys did show up at the courthouse to wrangle them back. I think that's correct, actually. That's an aspect of the plot I did not remember. But I think you're totally right. All right, you guys, enough reminiscing, enough recap. The title is Garp. It's what Garp says to Luffy. When Luffy's charging up that like slope or like the path thing that they make. Which like it doesn't I don't know, like it doesn't really make sense for like Edgeworth to be saying that, like it's the idea's there. I also love that scene. I went back, I watched the clip in the anime, and at least the sub version that I found, he said, I'll show you no mercy, Luffy, I consider you my enemy. But then I was like, well, what do they say in the manga? And then I think in the manga they have him saying like, Luffy, you're considered an enemy of the state. And I was like, I think I'm gonna go with the sub version. Raw. You guys ready? Bridge to the turnabout. And that moment is, I think, so much. I don't know. I've been rereading a lot of Marineford, which I do every now and then. But I think rereading it now, like, knowing what Garp still is capable of, like, now that we've kind of, like, actually seen him in action, both, like, in the past and the present, I think really colors that whole conflict differently. Because he easily could have been involved and, you know, would have been a massive, you know, could have massively, you know, swung the war in their favor at any time. But it's because he didn't, which I think makes him such an interesting character. One Piece is good. February 9th, 11:15 a.m., District Court, Defendant Lobby, number 1. Excuse me, Mr. Edgeworth. I'm awake from my nappies. I'm not really sure what to say. I don't remember what happened. I was having a dream. Iris, we only have 20 minutes left. You napped for way too long. There are 2 things which I need to ask you before we reconvene. Alright, I'll help you any way I can. First, about that night. You really didn't go to the Inner Temple, correct? The last witness claims to have met and talked with you in the training hall. That's right. She's, you know, she says she talked to her, you know, way out there across the bridge, right? But we know, you know, Phoenix talked to her at the same time, or maybe not at the same time, but, you know, talked to her back at the main temple. We'll have to get, we gotta get our boy healthy again, so we can add more to the story here. Either you or Sister Bikini is lying. And I'm cool with that most of the time. Mr. Edgeworth, it is just as I said yesterday. Until the incident occurred, I was in my own room in Hazakura Temple. You see, the trick is that she considers the whole temple as her room. I told you I wasn't lying. I consider the world to be my room. Very well. The second thing, then. That night, the temple snowmobile was used in between the time Sister Bikini returned to the main hall and when she bore witness to the murder. Sometime between 10:30 and 11 p.m. that night. Were you the one who used the snowmobile? There is only one key for the snowmobile. The only person who could have used it was me. So it was you. I didn't say that. But why? What made you go out to Dusky Bridge? I thought it was dusty. 20 minutes! I'm sorry, Mr. Edgeworth. Ah! Oh, for fuck's sake! Jesus Christ! Create! Chain! Swing, 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 swing! Iris. I can't tell you about that yet. Yet? Not until her safety is confirmed. Ooh, interesting. I'm gonna speculate for like 45 seconds here on who this could mean, only to progress the text box and immediately have it confirmed. So immediately, I have three suspects. Her safety, number one, Maya. Number two, Pearl. Number three, Secret Twin. 5 locks in the lobby during court is insane. I think this is just the fucking the shell of it. I think you go inside Iris's mind, and it looks like when they go inside Yugi's mind in Yu-Gi-Oh! You know, it's the MC Escher puzzle with all the stairs and the doors and shit. Yeah, there's like a lock nexus. Her. The safety of the Acolyte. The Acolyte, huh? She must be talking about Maya. Or is she? Iris, look me in the eye and tell me the truth. Did you kill Elise Dunim? No matter who or what may come, I could never take a life. Raw. But the demon who possesses you can? But I can borrow. Which is why I'm forever 19. 19? 19. That's not a no. As I thought. No psycholocks. What's up, Tamal? Very well. It is my job to get to the truth. You'll discover this for yourself soon enough. Raw. February 9th, 11:36 a.m. District Court. Courtroom number 7. Ugh. I was hoping he maybe died during the recess. I thought maybe he might have died. You never know. Maybe he choked on some of that cafeteria poison. Court will now reconvene. Miss Von Karma, where is the witness? During the break, a man was detained for suspicious behavior in the gallery. Snack, you alright, good? You alright, dude? Was it Ota? Iris is down the hall, dude. Restarted the trial right before lunch, and now no one gets to eat. Oh, you're right. Kazuichi. Suspicious behavior. He was sketching something very intensely. What do they have him? What do they? Was cock check down? Did they need? Did they need someone to help create records? We skipped lunch. I ate a hot dog that was concealed in my sleeve, and they didn't like that. Ah, nuts. Mysteriously full of holes of a Tommy gun that's raw. Wonder who that could be. District Courthouse, February 9th, 12 p.m. Alright, how's everybody doing today? The studio audience fucking erupts. Dare I ask what the witness was sketching when he was detained? Oh my... Okay, hold on. I gotta break you down my thought pattern, my thought process here. He drew a terrifying woman armed with a demonic face, and I internally went, ah! And then I saw and a vicious whip. Oh. What if he suddenly could see? He could see her demonic aura. He drew a terrifying woman armed with a demonic face and a vicious whip. I can only presume that his intention was ouch! Anyway, it's time to drag this pathetic excuse for an artist before the court. You could sense the demon within. Whoa, babe. Whoosh! Larice Dunim, I hope you're ready. Get in here. And then she does like she whoosh, cracks the whip over the fucking stand, and a portal opens and he falls down. Whoa! Whoa, how'd I get here? It would seem that whip is going to see plenty more use today. And it's never been used on a more deserving person. This fucking guy. Ouch! Your sketch is in contempt of this court. Hey, I was just artistically. Ouch! You tried to run away from the bailiff who was trying to hand you your subpoena, correct? Look, I'm nothing but a fledgling artist training out in the mountains. Pants down, mosaic sensor bar covering him, yeah. The smallest sensor bar. Oh, Larry. They don't even have him on file, do they? Every time I arrive, they say I'm too small to read properly. I always tell them I'm 5'10". Guess you gotta be 6 foot around here or something. I'm only down here in the city because I ran out of green paint. Well, to use the technical term for the color, Viridian. Zebra? Larry. This isn't an art store, now is it? Yeah, but it's on the way. I know, I graduated junior high, alright? Look, art is all about working in the fields, isn't it? Working in the fields? I presume he wanted to say field work. I hope. That's it. Thanks, buddy. It's kind of sad that I was able to understand his mangled train wreck of a sentence. I just happened to stop in here and found a wonderful new model. I think I'm in love. She's not into you, dude. She's just prepared with the whip. She's stanced up. So see, I've got nothing to do with this trial at all. Oh, Lair. When she is like primed with the whip up, that is like when you are stanced up in Elden Ring to like do a weapon art move. You know what I mean? If you're doing like one of the big, like weapon art, like thrust moves, you get into that like pre-stance. She is about to unleash like fucking like lightning storm or something. I expect all of your faces to be red when you realize this mistake. Bright red. Or, to use the technical term, Crimson Lake. Lair, yes. Butts, yes. Ouch! Ouch! Ow! Ow! Oh my god. Ouch! Stop your pathetic blabbing and testify like a man. There we go. She just did it. Lightning storm. It's where she hits the whip and then you know, lightning like crashes down on top of you, and you can attack while the lightning is coming down still. Yeah, she fucking hated that. Refrain from moving me, Miss Von Karma. Cross whipping is a. Oh. 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 Not what I thought. Not what I thought that was gonna say. Right? Right? Anybody else? Anybody else pleasantly surprised at what that last word is? It's a hockey thing. Also, what's up, Rinslet? I think I saw you lurking earlier. Before we learn to walk, we can cross-check properly. Cock checking. I auto completed the sentence to say cross-dressing. So I was prepared to just skip past it. Cross whipping is as bad as cock checking. That's what I've decided he's going to say, though. It's going to take two of the most ruthless prosecutors known in the world to crack this nut. Witness, this was all your fault. Testify now. This is too much for me. Clump, clump, clump. What I saw. How I spent my summer vacation. I was at that lodge out in the mountains, looking up at the stars that night. This guy's lobbied against the cock check, and regrettably, perhaps, we hate him for that. Yeah. Listen, cock check, controversial as it may be, just deciding if I want to finish this sentence, has saved lives. In a post-Western town world, cockcheck is a necessary evil. And maybe someday the times will change to where it isn't needed any longer. But until those days, I was at that lodge, looking up at the stars. But we aren't at that day yet. I walked to the bridge a number of times, but I didn't see a snowmobile. I didn't see anyone at the bridge that night either. Sorry. The girl I was waiting for didn't show up. My teacher died on me. I'm all alone now. Aren't I edgy? Witness, please refrain from talking directly to the lawyers during your testimony. I'm just a nobody. Nothing but a small, worthless man, aren't I? Maybe a few years ago I would have popped off at this sentence, but I've grown. I've decided. I've grown. Words can just be words sometimes. Why wasn't I asked for my name and occupation or, anything else? Come on. I was looking forward to that. I've got a new name and job and everything. Mr. Edgeworth, this man seems to have quite a severe inferiority complex. He's recently been the cause of numerous incidents. Yeah, that's putting it mildly. Remember how he let a man get murdered? Remember how he let a man who was sucking himself off get murdered and gets shoved into a safe or something? Nothing but a small, worthless man, aren't I? Larry, for the love of God, put some pants on. I think he's finally realized for himself just how much of a nuisance he has been to other people. Yeah, that's right. I'm behind everything, every case. Ah! Watch out, okay? Just touching me will make you eternally unhappy. Yo, unhappy? Now that's the pop-off. Get ready for the biggest stroke of unhappy of your lives. Well then, let us proceed with the cross-examination. Excuse me. With no touching, please put your pants back on. Thank you. It's one of the last witnesses Franny's dad needed to deal with. We can delve into other details at a later time. What I saw. Oh, that's right. I forgot we were like almost dead. Fuck. You don't get a heal during fucking halftime. Alright. Didn't see a snowmobile. Oh, we don't get the I'm such a nuisance edgy thing to press on. Or his statement about his girlfriend. Or the girl he was waiting for. Seems that he's going to claim to have nothing to do with this to the end. Don't want this guy to cost us any more time. I need to slice through his obvious contradictions and keep things moving. Raw.
Hold it.
Whatever is the matter, Mr. Edgeworth? This one single statement is so full of contradictions. For a moment there, I thought I was going to collapse. So, witness, any idea as to where these contradictions in your testimony lie? Depending on your answer, I may stay my whip. Okay, give me a minute. Well, it was snowing that night, so I couldn't possibly have seen the stars. That rundown shack is hardly a lodge, is it? And even if the stars could be seen, it isn't like I was there to look at them, right? God damn it, Larry Butts. See? You can do it if you try, Tacky. Ouch! There's only one issue here. What you saw at Dusky Bridge. Funny. I guarantee it! I guarantee it, MPW.
Hold it.
A number of times? How many? Maybe 5 times? I went once every 20 minutes. Oof, I was really concerned he was gonna say, I don't know, maybe like 6 or 7 times. Which means... excuse me. You spent almost 2 hours at Heavenly Hall that night. Yeah, you bet! Real love is about waiting with your heart in your hands, and your dick in the other. Love, you say? It was this man's intention to summon the defendant to the small shack. Using this blackmail letter. Blackmail? No, no, no! That was simply a product of overflow. Ouch! You huffy, puffy, loosey-goosey excuse for a whimpering, whining wuss of a witness. Jesus. Even a Nozomi clock inflects normal twice a day. That's insane, Zebra. Who calls him MTS? Mr. Takumi Sumino. MTS. A whimping, whining wuss of a witness. So, what did you see? I hope for your sake you saw a snowmobile. You huffy-puffy, loosey-goosey excuse for a whimpering, whining wuss of a witness? Well, you see... Being called those names doesn't seem to bother him at all. I didn't see a snowmobile.
Hold it.
Larry, you really didn't see it? Hey, no need to hit your desk. I can hear you. I didn't see it. I didn't see a snowmobile. Larry, say snowmobile for me, please. Snowmobile. If you truly have nothing to hide, then why are you stammering like you just flew over a cuckoo's nest? I didn't read that one. Shut up! What is this? I don't know. Don't ask me, man. Seems that I'll need to start from a more obvious contradiction. Going to strike the blow that will finally get him to spill the beans. He's so stupid.
Hold it.
Oh, sorry, excuse me. You didn't meet anyone. That's right, because I've got nothing to do with this. And I'm just here to buy some Viridian paint, alright? Come on, I expect to see those Crimson Lake faces now. Crimson Lake? Yeah, I've been playing Elden Ring. It would appear that simply pressing him isn't going to be enough, Mr. Edgeworth. Indeed. Seems that he's going to claim to have nothing to do with this to the end. Don't want this guy to cost us any more time. Need to slice through his obvious contradictions and keep things moving. Interesting. Okay. Let's go through all of our shit again. Just... Oh my goodness. I'll get over the yawns. Alright. Carrie Billy's to him when she was alive. His fingerprints on it. Apparent murder weapon. Victim blood and suspect's prints. Misty Faye. Scroll. Protects from evil spirits. Found in the main hall. Maybe she dropped it. Waiting for you tonight, Heavenly Hall. Make sure you come. Here's the map. Weather report. The magazine. Photo release. Rain lights out ballot 10 p.m. Was in a room till the murder was discovered. Murdered sometime between 10 and 11. Cause of death, loss of blood from stabbing back. Body fell 10 feet after death. Courtyard. Notably, the snow had already stopped. And the tracks photo. Okay, so we've got a number of possibilities, I'm thinking. I was at that lodge out in the mountains, looking up at the stars that night. Walked to the bridge a number of times, but I didn't see a snowmobile. Didn't see anyone at the bridge that night either. I mean, we know this isn't true. We know he saw Phoenix Wright at the bridge. Does Edgeworth know that? Presumably, right? You know, he was also intending, you know, to meet up with, Iris. I was at that lodge out in the mountains. Where's the map? By lodge, does he mean the temple or Heavenly Hall? just like, yeah, there's so many things. Yeah, that rundown shack is hardly a lodge. That implies the Heavenly Hotel, right? See, you can do it if you try. Onto the bridge a number of times. Didn't see a snowmobile. Are there just multiple things I can kind of try to pin them on? I don't think clearly, you know, there's more to this, but I don't think I have the, like, ammunition yet. Hi, Zach! Mausoleum! That's how I would say it. I don't think we've got enough to pin him on that. That's kind of what the press was saying.
Hold it!
I'm gonna try to just hit him with this. I feel like I'm probably gonna take damage here. I feel like I should focus on something else. But like, I didn't see anyone with the like that's just flat out wrong. Like he did see someone at the bridge that night. We know he saw Phoenix Wright. I just don't know if I like have any like real evidence to like show other than just being like, what about? I mean, I guess it says mentioned he fell from Dusky Bridge. We're gonna do this. Mausoleum. Mausoleum. That's pretty good.
Objection!
Larry Butts. I can understand why you might want to throw your old life away. You're pretty pathetic and you cause all sorts of trouble. I'm sorry. But, having realized just how much of a nuisance you have been, that could be considered a step in the right direction. Edgy, are you trying to console me? So it doesn't sound that way to me. However, I cannot forgive you for simply turning away from the incidents you create. Oh, you're totally pinning this on me, aren't you? Now then, let us talk about the night of the murder. Sister Bikini, after seeing the murder take place, asked Phoenix Wright to report it. Thus, he headed for the public phone by the bridge. There, he happened across a certain nefarious individual. You, Larry Butts. That's right, me, in the flesh. Listen carefully, witness. Doesn't matter if you change your name. As long as you remain pretty pathetic, you will continue to cause Jesus Christ. That reality will not change. But, what do you want me to do then? Larry, what you need to change is your inner self. But for now, what you saw that night, testifying truthfully about this one issue is all I need from you. Edgy, I think I have finally woken up. I had a nap too. Well, I guess I could still be sleeping. But anyway, I'll do it. I'll testify. Well, I'm not sure this will go especially well. I'll ask again then, witness. What did you see on the night of the murder? What I saw, part 2. You're right, I will testify. Put me on the stand. You're already there. Oh, that was fast. The roast of Larry Butts. It all comes out here at the end. Yeah, everybody's just fucking yelling at him. You are a bit of a scoundrel and a cad, but deep down inside, you're especially awful. Oh, edgy. I went to the shack at around 9, so it would have been around 10:30 p.m. I was lying under my bedding. Whoa! When a white flash almost blinded me. I was reading JJK, you see. That's a black flash. Oh, my erection is scraping up against this fucking straw mattress. The straw blanket. Oh, it hurts like shit. What has he got down here? 2 sodas and 2 oranges? 2 tangerines and a bag of chips? I looked out the window and Dusky Bridge was on fire. There was still some thunder, but I went right away to check it out. That's when I ran into Nick. At around 10:30? Yeah, living there. 3 words I could use to best describe the butts. Stink, stank, stunk. She plays a little piano flourish. You certainly saw quite a lot, didn't you? So, what happened to the bridge after it caught on fire? It was like me after a 3-day stint chasing a girl. It totally burnt out. Like, almost totally gone. I mean, trying to cross the burning remains was what caused Nick to fall. What did you say? Oh, don't worry. It's nothing life-threatening. He's just caught a cold is all. I never know with that man if he should be called lucky or unlucky. Raw. She didn't know. She cares. Now, Mr. Edgeworth, please commence your cross-examination. What I saw, part 2. Alright. I was checking around 9, so it would have been around 10:30 p.m. was when the lightning hit the bridge. Which lightning struck Dusky Bridge at 10:45, around 30 minutes past between the light starting and going out. Or between the fire starting and going out, okay. What did you do out there in the cold for an hour and a half? Well, you really must know. I was busy being excited, I guess. He was jerking off. Excited? Dare I even ask? I set the meeting time as 10 p.m., right? But I couldn't wait. And I thought she might come early, too, so... if you know what I mean. So I did, too. Ugh. Well, it appears she didn't arrive. Still counts. Ugh, at all in the end. Because they never arranged to meet in the first place, did they? Shut up! Don't go picking my fond memories apart. Anyway, I was getting a little worried. Thought maybe Iris had lost her way. So every 20 minutes or so, I went out to the bridge. But I didn't see anything particularly suspicious. Didn't have anything else to do, so I went back to the shack to wait for her.
Hold it!
This light was, of course, lightning. Like, kerpow! Like a slap from Naomi, honestly. A big bada boom. Ouch! Or a little like that. That's more like a punch from Miranda. Little bit of Naomi in my life. Little bit of Miranda by my side. Little bit of Franny's what I need. Undead Unluck, raw. Witness, did you actually see the lightning hit the bridge?
Well, I was a bit startled by the flash of light, so... Oh yeah, Larry number 5, baby.
Forget a tearful Mambo number 5. Ew.
Hold it!
Seeing that, what did you do?
What do you think? I was burning up as well, from the fire in my heart.
And that's why you went to take a look at the bridge?
Well, to be honest, it was freezing cold, so at first I thought, forget it, I'm not leaving my covers. But it had pretty much stopped snowing, so I don't know, I changed my mind. Not sure I care for the forget it attitude you had at first, Witness.
He's not under trial here.
Hold it!
You said right away, but exactly how long after the strike was that?
The lightning fell, and then the bridge caught on fire. I don't know, maybe around 5 minutes? I mean, I suddenly thought, gotta go check this out.
How far is this small shack you were in from the bridge?
Hold on, well, carry the 3. It had pretty much stopped snowing, so... factor in the X value. I guess about a 5-minute walk, maybe?
He was cozy. And how did Dusky Bridge look when you got there?
Like, I had recovered a piece of my childhood. I mean, not even the bonfires kids made during school camping trips can compare.
Larry, let me ask you one thing.
Oh, what is it, Edgy? Oh, what's with the serious face? What are we in what am I in court or something? What am I on trial here?
Why didn't you call anyone?
Huh? What do you mean?
Normally, when faced with a towering inferno, one would try and tell someone. There is a public phone right by Dusky Bridge, correct?
Huh. Well, of course I thought of doing that. So then, let's hear why you didn't. Huh? Yeah, alright, a reason. My reason, huh? Jeez, oh gosh. Really putting a guy on the spot here. A reason? Well, it isn't that I didn't try to tell anyone, I just didn't have time to, okay?
Hold it!
With the present.
Reason? Well, it was the first time for everything, I guess.
So you suddenly thought to check out the bridge. Does this mean that you initially had no intention of doing so?
Well, yeah, I guess it does. It was really cold, and I didn't really want to go. So, you know, I figured, why go? Like, listen, it's kind of like this. Have you ever played Pokemon Generation 2?
If that's the case, why did you change your mind? I would like to hear your reasoning.
Please give testimony to that effect. My reasoning, okay, reasoning, seasoning, oregano? I thought I'd never get a chance to see something so big burning.
Hold
So you decided to go and see what was happening.
That's right! We're talking about a massive suspension bridge burning to high heaven! That's not something you get to see every day. A real carry the four... Like, really special?
Can we really trust a witness who was unable to pronounce spectacle?
Life seems to love hitting this poor witness below the belt, and so do I. Well, my motto is to hit life back as hard as I can. Ouch!
I'll give you a few hits too if you'd like, with my whip. You told me about the burning bridge yesterday, but there's still something that doesn't quite fit. It looks like, despite his change of heart, Larry still isn't telling us the whole truth. This is pathetic. Alright. What are we even doing here? Did this last statement change when I like pressed on the thing?
Hold it!
When I like changed the what I should like have him press on? Oh yeah, it did change.
Hold it!
You claim to have arrived at the bridge at the same time as Wright.
Yeah! I thought, I better tell someone about this. Then Nick came up, yelling about murder. It totally made me forget about the bridge. The fire was pretty much out by then anyway.
What's this feeling? I suddenly have a terrible case of unease. It was after contacting the police that MPW fell from the bridge, correct?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. More or less.
Hold it!
Alright, what was the original, like, final statement? If I do not right now, do we go back to something? Or is it still gonna be the same? Alright, still the same. Okay. So we've got a variable fifth statement here. Went to the shack at around 9, so it would have been about 10:30 p.m. I mean... We do have this weather report that says lightning struck Dusky Bridge at 10:45. How sticklers for time are we being here? Lightning 10 to 11. We're gonna try this. I mean, I could see the game being like, you know, about 10:30 is, you know, pretty much the same thing as 10:45. But other than that, it is a pretty direct contradiction with information given to us.
Objection!
Ah, nuts. That statement contradicts the data provided by this piece of evidence.
It does? How do you mean?
Forgive me, Your Honor, but you just said it yourself that it does.
Don't try to play mind games with me.
Fuck you! It literally does!
Curses.
I want that health back. I want that health back. Lying under my bed when a white flash almost blinded me. Looked out the window and Dusky Bridge was on fire. Got Tomodachi Life digitally? Yo! the other statement he says here? Is it this one? So I'd never get another chance to see something so big burning.
Hold it!
Okay, so what is he not being super honest about the bridge? Let's get the other statement back, because that feels
Hold it!
better. I arrived at the bridge and Nick showed up less than a minute later. Right. Okay. So Steel Thunder went right away to check it out. Looked out the window and Dusky Bridge was on fire. Lying under my bedding when a white flash almost blinded me. Went to shack at around 9 p.m. So it would have been about 10:30 p.m.
Hold it!
Every 20 minutes or so I went out to the bridge. Didn't see anything particularly suspicious.
Hold it!
Ooh, FF14 expansion announcement in 2 days. Exciting. Kerpow! So he didn't actually see the lightning strike the bridge. He just saw the flash of light and then it was on fire.
Hold it!
Is that what we're saying here? It had pretty much stopped snowing, which, you know, would have been about 10:50. Around 30 minutes passed between the fire starting and going out. That feels important. But it doesn't talk about the fire going out anywhere, I don't think. It was definitely still burning when we got there, I'm pretty sure. Seven to approximately 10:50. Lightning 10 to approximately 11. Lightning struck Dusky Bridge 10:45. Around 30 minutes passed between the fire starting and going out. I'm a little annoyed that maybe that I tried presenting this piece of evidence on that first line and it was like, no, wrong. Lightning struck Dusky Bridge at 10:45 p.m. Around 30 minutes passed between the fire starting and going out. So we're talking about 11:15. He talked about timing somewhere in here.
Hold
It was in this one. Maybe around 5 minutes. And then it was another 5 minutes. And it was still on fire when he got there, for sure. So lightning struck. He got there about 10 minutes later. Alright, so we're saying lightning struck the bridge about 10:45. He got there at about 10:55. You know, 20 minutes later, then the fire went out. I'm glad we didn't push on this last week. Lying under my bedding when a white flash almost blinded me. Looked out the window, Dusky Bridge was on fire.
Hold it!
I still can't talk about this.
Hold it!
By the time he left, oh, yeah. So it was definitely still, you know, very much on fire when he got there. And I arrived at the bridge and Nick showed up less than a minute later.
Hold it!
Fire was pretty much out by then anyway. Well, that's not true. I mean, it's hard to say. Pretty much out by then. Can I try to press this here? About 30 minutes past between the fire starting and going out. Because he's definitely, like, it seems like he's not being honest about the timing of things. And Nick showed up less than a minute later. We don't really have a great idea of about what time Nick arrived. I mean, he's saying that at about 10:30, he saw a white flash that almost blinded him, and then he looked out the window, and Dusky Bridge was on fire.
Hold it!
Lightning. Witness, did you actually see the lightning hit the bridge? A white flash almost blinded him, and then he looked out the window and saw the bridge was on fire. So he didn't necessarily see the bridge catch fire. It just was already. Like, he didn't see the lightning strike, necessarily. He's saying there was still some thunder, but I went to right away to check it out. I just do not have a great idea of what I'm looking for exactly here. I feel like he's not saying enough anywhere, and nobody's saying anything enough in regards to his responses. I feel like I need to get him to add more shit to his testimony.
Hold it!
Larry. Where does he talk about? Where does he say, I've got a bad feeling about this? Many people arrived at the bridge at the same time, is right. Thought I better tell someone about this, and Nick came yelling about murder. Totally made me forget about the bridge. The fire was pretty much out by then anyway. And Edgeworth says, what's this feeling? I suddenly have a terrible case of unease. And it was after contacting the police that Phoenix Wright fell from the bridge, correct? I don't know if I should. I guess I can, because this statement, he talks about the bridge being out, and this talks about the timing of the bridge going out. So I'm gonna try this.
Objection!
Okay. It is. Your very existence being a contradiction, I'm not sure if you can grasp this or not.
Hey, what the hey, Edgy? You make me sound like some sort of alien.
But your testimony is conclusively contradictory. The problem here is time.
I've never been the best timekeeper, you know. 3 minutes after Billy leaves on foot, you follow him on your bicycle. Ugh. How long does it take for you to catch up with him? Terrible at those.
This is much more simple. You saw the lightning strike Dusky Bridge, and immediately went to see what had happened. Is this correct?
Yeah, well, it wasted about 5 minutes first, but more or less.
I have the weather data from the night of the murder here. According to this, the lightning fell at 10:45 p.m. You say it takes less than 5 minutes from the shack to Dusky Bridge, meaning you probably got there at around 11.
That all sounds about right to me, I guess. And then Nick showed up and did his little falling act.
That is impossible. What do you mean? 11 p.m. is when the murder occurred in Hazakura Temple. Oh yeah. Thus, Wright was still there in the courtyard. There's no way that Larry could have encountered him at Dusky Bridge at that time. That works too! Hooray! Bum, bum, bum. Bum, bum, bum. Sorry, I bumped my mic there.
Oh, excuse me, I have an objection? You do? Edgy, how many times do I have to say this? I'm not Larry, I'm Larry. Ouch!
It has not been proven that the murder occurred at 11 p.m. We've been calling him Larry for 45 minutes. The sister only said around 11. In which case, it could have been earlier than that. Watch your footing there, Miss Francisca von Karma. The slope ahead is slippery, raw. For there is still no way that Wright could have been at Dusky Bridge at 11 p.m. And why not? It is clearly written here in the weather data report. It took around 30 minutes for the bridge to burn. Says, what's something that should be in the P.O. book? I don't know, P.O.? Tamagotchi P.O.? How much of a book can you make it? It could be a little, maybe like P.O. at the bench or something, you know? Little P.O. lawyer. Therefore, the bridge must have been burning until at least 11:15. I swear it was still on fire when we got there. Maybe it did stop burning. I don't remember. I mean like a line of text. Oh. I don't know, dreams are real? That feels P.O. prophetic. Which means, what exactly? Wright did not see the bridge while it was being consumed by the flames that night. Did we not? I swear we did. Did I take a screenshot? I mean... That's right, I forgot she had locks before. I mean... looks on fire to me. In fact, he did not arrive on the scene until after the flames had died down. Yeah, alright, alright. Larry, you arrived at the bridge at 11 p.m., but Wright did not make it there until at least 11:15. I suggest you stop hiding things and just tell us the whole truth. Now then. What happened during these missing 15 minutes? Raw. I feel like I just got brutally woken up by a toilet splashback. I guess I was still sleeping after all. Pinch me. Oh, Larry, you card. Ouch! So there was a missing 15 minutes prior to meeting MPW. I hardly see that as much of a problem. Yeah, not much of a problem at all. Really? The bridge is burning before your eyes, and there is a right next to it. Why, then, did you not report the accident? Yes, witness, why didn't you? Were you there simply to watch the bridge burn? And therein lies the problem. For even after the bridge had burnt out, he was still there. Staring into space, this witness didn't even attempt to fulfill his civic duty. Are we gonna throw Larry Butts in jail for filing the Good Samaritan law? Is what it sounds like. Ah, but this is Larry we are talking about. And even he is incapable of being so stupid. Which means there has to be a reason for his inaction. Edgy. Oh, what? I think it's about time I got serious with you, dude. Larry. Just as I thought. You've been playing with us this whole time. All these years, Larry Butts, this whole thing has been an act, hasn't it? Show us the true Larry Butts. Listen, I'm
I'm going to tell you everything. Are you sure you want to hear it all?
That on guard moment?
Yes. I may really say it this time.
Ouch! Come on! I was doing a cool thing! Oh, then say it!
Very well. I have a terribly bad feeling about this. However, let's have the witness finally give us the whole truth. What were you doing, witness?
The genius of butts, the missing 15. Only ones who can stand, and even they're trembling. Did I miss a... No, yeah, he might still be here. I was gonna say I haven't seen Zebra for a minute. I don't know if he went to bed.
I'm a Dunim. I'm an artist. What do you think I was doing? He's a D? I'm a D, man. Sketching. In front of the bridge, I was whipped up into a frenzy of art. The shock and awe that I was feeling, I transferred it all directly onto the page. Before I realized it, the flames had gone out, and then he came running up.
That was decidedly not as raw as I thought it might be. I suppose artists can be strange folk.
That's right. I'm willing to sacrifice everything in order to draw the perfect sketch.
Indulging the truth from the sound, including the truth from the sound of it. Has this removed the last of your doubts? Not at all, Your Honor. One very large doubt still remains. This is a surprisingly believable story, especially considering the source. Bleh. So why did he think he needed to hide it from us until now? I intend to drag the reason out of him.
You'll regret this, Edgy.
I sure hope this ends up being as raw or something as I am putting vocal effort into it as.
Hold it!
Come, match words with me, Edgy. The final showdown between men. Here, on the greatest stage of all.
I would love nothing more. Tell us, Larry.
My name's Larice. Get it right. Mistakes like that are what keep you from being popular with the ladies, like me.
Just who exactly are you?
I'm Larice Dunim, apprentice extraordinaire. Remember my name. I'm Larice Dunim. I decide the fates of us all. By my hand and my brush, I depict the future. I alone see the future of us all. They call me a potential man, because I can see your potential, man.
You guys liking any of these? Any of these doing anything for you? Any of these raw Larry Butts lines doing anything for you? Mix and match your favorites. That's what he calls himself in any case. Don't forget that he has been trained by the PO artist. Technically, he may be the next Oracle. He may be the Oracle to future generations. Larry fucking Butts. He controls the PO-verse. He controls us all!
Of course, I'm an artist, the real thing. What I draw goes.
Names mean nothing. Words mean nothing. Predictions mean nothing. There is only one issue I care to discuss. What were you doing? Okay, so that was nothing.
Hold it!
Sketching the burning bridge.
The burning bridge and everything that came with it.
Oh? What? Came with it?
You want to hear this from my lips, do you, Edgy? You'll regret this. That sketch of mine is
Enough. Just take that ridiculous sketch of yours out already, witness. What did he see? What has he drawn?
What are you talking about? I don't know what you mean.
It does indeed appear to be the fastest solution. Oh, no, come on, I was gonna, say it. It was gonna be, cool, we were doing a thing here. Just show us the picture. Oh, come on. What should I do? I've got a terrible feeling that the instant this sketch is revealed, the whole world will be turned upside down. Ah! He basically said it.
One Piece does exist. And when someone finds it, and they will,
Larry, I wonder, what did you see?
well, even I couldn't have imagined it'd turn out like this.
Imagined what?
That Laurice Dunim's debut would take place here, today, like this.
I've realized I'm leaning into my Nagito voice a little bit.
Jim E. Johns. Does that name mean anything to you, Edgy? You hear what they're calling me these days? Laurice Dunim. It's Laurice D. Enuim. It invokes Raw. Ouch! Come on! I'm doing a cool thing here.
Show it now.
Okay, but steel yourselves. This is the world of Laurice Dunim. What did he?
A Klabautermann? What did he? The spirit of the flames?
What is this?
Jim E. John? The hilarious picture also. It's like a 5-year-old drew it. This image is I don't think I've never seen this. I don't think I've ever seen this before. In a fandom that loves to spoil its first fucking game. I don't think I've ever seen this discussed anywhere. And by spoil, I just mean they all you know, every year the almost Christmas thing gets celebrated. It's been Combs' Twitter image for as long as I've known him. Really? Like his header? I'm going there right now. Comb. Oh! No, that has not. No way. That has not been that. You just made that up. I find this image striking. What's up, Comb? No, he just did this. That's not been there. Now, granted, I don't spend a lot of time on Comb's Twitter page specifically. I don't spend a lot of time on anyone's Twitter page specifically. Oh, that's from Ace 33. This is the part I wanted to get to, by the way. That's crazy. There it is. Twitter.com/Comb711. Check it out. Some cool shit there. Ugh. Uh, well, so this is Dusky Bridge, right? Quite a large bridge, isn't it? Your response, Miss Von Karma? It's pretty solid. It's like, yeah. Yes, well, it is a better drawing than I expected. I guess it's like pretty good. You know, it's probably better than I could do. You know, it's fairly simplistic. But if he truly painted this, or if he just did it with like crayon, then it's definitely it. You know what? It's like the zigzag lines of the bridge. That's what gives me like something that a 5-year-old would draw. But it is the flames themselves are really good. I would say. This is what Zebra wanted to get to. Isn't it? Isn't it? I struggled to reproduce those flames. I really did. Yes, I'm sure you did. No one knows what to say. Yeah, good. Almost Twitter banner worthy. This is going to get ugly. Damn it, I didn't get it in time. No one has the courage to bring it up, it seems. No one wants to talk about the floating flame spirit. This mysterious flying object. Larry. What? The burning bridge is fine. But what is that unfortunate looking figure? Such a smoking gun. Truly, what is this? I feel like we are going to spend... Here's my immediate thought. Is that we're going to spend, like, an hour discussing whether somebody could truly be flying across the bridge, or, the ravine. But I almost wonder if there is somebody, like, ninja running across the, like, support cables. In which case, Maya really should have cut those off. Maya was correct. Maya was correct to sever the support beams of the bridge. Ah, you spotted that. I thought you might. I always knew you had an eye for this sort of thing. However much I might want to ignore it, I can't. It's Iris, of course. Iris. I wish she'd take better care of herself. We have to plan for our future, you know? What would have happened to her if she had injured herself flying like that? I believe they're doing a Road to Nowhere, Raw.
Larry, please answer this next question honestly.
Okay.
Are you really claiming to have seen this? Fuck. I don't think I got it in time. Fuck.
So this is where if I were cool on the Nintendo Switch, you take the little video, then you like take the screen cap. I think I could do that on this. I just don't want to.
Are you claiming to have seen the silhouette of the defendant flying over a bridge that was engulfed in flames?
Yep. That's what I saw. That's why I drew it. I'm an artist. A real artist. I paint the truth. You... high? That girl, she's really high up in this picture. Alright, shit judge. Alright, you get this one. You can have this one. If I painted it, it happened. I paint the truth. Oh, Jesus, come on! What was that for?
You don't get to be funny. This is all a bad dream. I was hitting you on the cheek to test that theory.
Oh. Please whip your own cheek from now on if you wish to test your wild theories. Anyway, no court of law will ever acknowledge that people can fly.
See, this is where this guy fucking sucks, and the other judge is fucking raw, because he would have been like, all right, yeah, you heard it here first, folks. People can fly. Very well, all right. Mr. Edgeworth, your rebuttal? This seems wrapped up to me. This is the culmination of Larry.
Actually, there is some precedent for this.
She was flying pretty high, my sweet Iris. She was about 30 feet above the bridge, at least. It was really something to see. This has to be some kind of mistake. Mr. Edgeworth, please bring the witness back down to earth.
What? Me?
The last time someone flew was Big Top. Yo, Big Top Raw! You know how at the end of the most recent One Piece chapter, Loki was like, you deal with me, you clown. What if that was Mo the Clown? Mo the Clown! Yeah, the judge declared that dreams were real. If dreams are real, paintings are real.
This witness is your friend, is he not?
Accessory to foolishness, M.E.
Let us get back to the cross-examination. By force, if necessary.
Mo the Clown. Yeah, what if Loki said that and it was about Mo the Clown? Yeah, and he went...
Bring it on, big man!
If you think you can take me, that is.
Mr. Edgeworth, I expect you to expose the obvious contradiction here.
Yes, Your Honor. Looks like I've got another reason to remember this moron.
Well, what did you think of my debut piece? Get that thing away from me!
horrible sketch of what he saw the night of the crime.
Hurry up and cross-examine him.
Raw. It is striking. Yeah! Oh, it's still down there.
I saw Iris flying, her white hood fluttering.
Oh, okay, interesting. But in the most obtuse possible way. It certainly is, yeah. It certainly is Larry Butts. Something so confusing and obnoxious, but helpful, maybe? But definitely gonna be annoying to deal with for the next 45 minutes or so, at least. I'm sure that there is a vital kernel of truth hidden in there somewhere. Yeah, imagine if I didn't stop last week. I would have just, I don't know what I would have done. But I think it worked out for the best. This was fun too.
What do you think? My girlfriend was flying through the sky. Feel like I might start flying myself.
If only you'd be so kind as to fly out of all of our lives.
Anyway, I completely lost myself when I was drawing the scene.
Last day of trial might be a triple pog. Just where did you see this sight from?
Hey, you don't need to shout. But I was lying in bed in that rundown shack. The crack of the lightning bolt made me realize that the bridge was burning. I just watched it for a while from there, thinking how nicely it was burning. And after about 5 minutes, I saw it.
The defendant flying.
That's right. That's where I decided to go to the bridge. I see, that all makes sense. Aside from the sketch itself.
Yes, this sketch doesn't make any sense. You just need to convince the artist that his work is ludicrous. I'm with Larry on this one. The statement fucking piece of the very first game was that dreams are real. And what is this if not a culmination of dream? If dreams are real, this is real. Hey, good night, Zebra. Catch you in the VOD, buddy. Have a great night's sleep. Hopefully I didn't keep you up too late. A man's dream of the world he saw. And even if it didn't happen, he painted it, which means it either happened or it will happen. Or it will happen eventually. The gift of the P.O. prophecy has been passed to him. This will one day come to pass. This is a dream manifested, but not yet realized, is all I'm saying. Yeah, dude. Hi, Zebra. Hi, VOD Zebra. You transferred everything directly onto the page. and that is this sketch here. Finally unlocks P.O. Prophecy for the first time, yeah.
Yep, sensational, isn't it? Or should that be scandalous? Put my mind at ease, at least. Or anyway.
It did?
That's right! The reason she didn't come to me, even though I waited for her, was because she was trapped on the other side of the bridge. Could it be that Iris undertook that dangerous, desperate flight in order to reach me?
The lightning flashes, you can see like a little chicky bird flash in his eyes before he like leaps for his... Yeah, definitely Snack. I think it is entirely possible that, and I will scrub this game clean of anything that disproves this next statement. But I think it's entirely possible that at the exact moment when Elise Dunim was murdered, the flash of lightning also occurred, and the gift of prophecy transferred to to Larry Butts. I think that there is a very strong possibility that that is what happened. Whether she transferred the power knowingly or not is up to debate, is up for scholars. She saw something in him. She wouldn't just take him under her wing otherwise. Her wing? Huh? It's just a phrase. It's me saying like under her wing, like that's ever something she said. And being like, it's right there, right? Yep, I'm a fucking genius. What was I gonna say? I like having fun with you guys. I was looking up. I looked up a picture of that original like evidence law book. Earlier today for Pixel, and I had forgotten that P.O. was just like a yellow like little chick. Because of the WarioWare like P.O. that exists, right? Or Piori, I guess is what it's actually called. But like I have been picturing P.O. to be a red bird because of the WarioWare Pioro. Right. But I always refer to as P.O. when I hear you guys talk about him. I have been picturing the P.O. Ace Attorney bird as being red, but it is not. And I think we only call it P.O. because it just says like the publishing company is like P.O. or something. Like it just says like P.O. on the book. Like it's not even necessarily the bird's name. It's like the P.O. Like that's like it's like Penguin Publishing is probably what it's supposed to be like. It's like P.O. Publishing. I like having fun. That's what it said on the wiki anyway. And I kind of took it for its word. But he is a little PO. Evidence, law, Ace Attorney. Notes. Back cover of the book has another chick on it wearing a hat. Holding a stack of books, wielding a pointer of some sort, indicating that it is meant as an educational book. The text underneath the picture reads, copyright, or like the C copyright symbol, PO. That probably was where we got it. And now here we are, 2 games later, and they're prophetic books about the future written by Elise Dunim, some sort of a seer of some kind.
Anyway, where were we? That's gotta be it. Alright, go me. Way to go.
Oh, nice ouch! Continue, please. They foretold the series. You forgot the passage of time, and to that extent, did you? He was possessed!
Well, once I get caught up in something, I tend to forget everything else.
That's true. He's always been that way. Guess he's not lying about that, at least. MPW appeared on the scene after 11:15. If he was drawing until then, that dispels all doubts.
Aside from doubts of his humanity, huh?
There's a big clue. Okay, I already know what it is. Because he said,
That's when I saw her with her white hood on.
which at this point she would have already gotten rid of. Larry, what did you really see that night? Not that I particularly care.
In your position, that's just being irresponsible. I drew exactly what I saw.
I think I said a few weeks ago that I was doing like a Yamcha kind of voice. I'm also realizing that there is a little bit of like Yasuhiro Danganronpa in this voice here.
You're being mean. I'm Yasuhiro Hagakure. I'm right 60% of the time, I'm right every time. I'll give you a whole $1 that it's the truth.
A whole $1, oh my. If that is truly the case, then there is one thing that we can say for certain.
What might that be?
That the person who flew over the bridge could not have been the defendant, Iris.
What? What do you mean? I don't understand. Oh, come on!
A foolhardy folly of a foolish statement by an equally foolishly foolhardy fool. How exactly can you make this claim? Tell us, Larry. According to this picture, the individual whom you say you saw was wearing a hood, correct? Cold take, it's Larry's fault the androids almost killed him because he overestimated his strength and he thought he could beat them on his own. Yeah, so true, Kingo. I think we did that bit the last time I talked about this, but yes, I still agreed.
Of course she was. That rundown shack is quite away from the bridge. The hood is what told me that this floating angel was my Iris.
Alright, so there's gotta be like a twin or something like that.
The hood is my darling Iris, and Iris is my darling hood.
Raw? Suika? Oh, come on! It seems there are bigger fools in this world than the one at the defense's bench. Larry, there's something you need to be made aware of. Oh my. But it's still so funny, yeah. On the night of the murder, Iris wasn't wearing her hood. She had given it to Wright as a gift. Are you going to change your story now? Perhaps suggest it was Wright who took flight? Like some kind of a bird, perhaps?
Oh, what are you talking about?
I think you understand what I mean just fine.
Why? Why did Nick have Iris's hood?
What?
Edgy, what's going on with Iris and Nick? Come on, dude. Why, you Nick, you dog!
This is what he's more concerned about. But I do believe
that this unbelievably mysterious sketch is destined to disappear, discredited and discarded, straight into the garbage. I wouldn't go that far.
Oh, come on! What is it now, witness?
It feels like I've been waiting 25 years for this very day to come.
Larry? His whole life?
Edgy! Today is the day I get to completely stupefy you.
What?
What is the meaning of your outburst? I hate to have to do this, but I have some definitive evidence.
Definitive evidence?
Iris did indeed come flying over the burning bridge. And I, Laurice Dunim, shall prove it. This is my answer.
No, we're not doing this bit again.
Oh my god, is he gonna show us another really funny fucking sketch?
I didn't expect to ask this again, but we shall be needing your testimony. Tell us anything you know concerning the defendant as depicted in this sketch.
And show us your evidence that this nightmare was actually a reality. Okay, I hope you're ready, Edgy. I'm coming at you with all I got. I'm not backing down. Because I'm gonna feed you a whopping serving of pain.
You've been serving us a whopping serving of pain this whole time. Trust me.
What if he just resubmits the same? Behold!
And this time there's just like an X over the head.
The iris with no brim.
Proof that Iris flew.
When I reached Dusky Bridge, she was already gone. I was so worried, so I frantically searched all over for her. That led to me finding a beautiful crystal sphere.
Oh, with blood on it too.
Half buried in the snow. I'm sure that Iris was simply wearing a spare hood. After all, no one else could have lost a crystal sphere that night. Crystal sphere?
Well, interesting, because it certainly could be the one that is adorned on their hoods, or it could be the orb and the staff. Either way, it's covered in blood. And this would certainly be bigger than the one on the hood. But maybe not. Interesting, though. Very interesting.
This one. Pretty, ain't it? But finders keep. He just has it! Yep, I've been carrying around this thing in my pocket the whole time. I don't know what... There's some red paint on it, though, that I can't seem to get out. I've been trying, though. I've been trying.
That sphere, where did you find it?
Let me see. Around here? Somewhere? Yeah, looks about right.
And it was half buried in the snow.
It had pretty much stopped snowing by then. But there was still some falling as I walked to the bridge. The court accepts this crystal sphere. It's mine, okay? I want it back afterward. There's something on it. Oh my, it's blood!
What?
Blood!
Found half covered in snow near Icy Bridge the night of the crime. Has blood on it. And he's just been keeping it in his pocket for the last 24 hours. Yeah, his fingerprints all over it, and all the other prints got smudged off.
I thought it was tomato sauce. I've been licking it for sustenance. You ready, Edgy? By tomorrow morning, you'll be calling me Master Larry, Raw.
Everything he says eventually comes true.
Yeah, I like the sound of that. No one's gonna push me around anymore.
Didn't you want to be called Laurice du Nim, but only a few minutes ago?
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
So, you went to the burning bridge.
That's right, to meet Iris. She actually flew to get to me. The least I could do was meet her halfway. But the defendant was not at the bridge when you got there, you say. I guess she went back to Hazakura Temple. Yeah, she's a girl after all. She must have wanted to look her best.
It must be lovely to live in the fantasy land of Larry's mind. Actually, it's so depressing that I can't even work up the energy to point.
So, what did you do next? Pretty irony for Marinara. It was good, though. But it was good.
So you searched all over for her.
She was flying pretty high, you know. Thought maybe she slipped on her landing and got hurt. Hey, it was more than possible. Also, when I headed out to the shack the first time, I was snacking on a banana. Pretty sure I threw the peel away somewhere around there, so, you know, better safe than sorry.
Or when Gumshoe tripped on him. Can one guy really be this stupid? So, did you find any signs of her so-called landing?
I don't really remember. I kept on falling over myself, and I kind of lost it for a while there.
You fell over yourself?
Yep. The snow was deep, and there was even a banana peel out there. What a coincidence, huh?
Yep. There's stupid, and then there's Larry Butts. Didn't find any signs of her landing. What happened next? Hey, also gotta get some sleep. Oh, that's right, you got your big interview tomorrow. Hey, thanks for hanging out, Snack. Have a great night's sleep. Good luck on your interview.
But it's just like Mom used to make.
Yikes. Bye, Snack. See you in the VOD. Beautiful crystal sphere. Half buried.
It was sitting in the snow, with little gathered on top of it. It's very hard to spot, actually. I mean, it was dark out, too. I'm impressed. You did well to find it. No matter what you may think when you look at me, I'm a pro. A genius security guard. And I've never let anyone die on my watch. Well, except for that one time. I used a penlight I borrowed, wink, from my company to help in my search. And it sparkled really brightly, as if it was saying, "Here I am," to me.
It does indeed look very much like the crystal sphere on Iris's hood. But need I remind you that she was not wearing her hood that night? No, they already kind of said that there weren't any. Each nun is assigned their own hood, and they're only assigned one.
I don't know anything about that, alright? And Iris is special, alright, dude? Even if she did steal a spare hood, I'd forgive her. I'd simply forgive her.
This is getting us nowhere. Our destination for the day, it seems.
However, this crystal sphere was found near the bridge. That is a fact. It didn't come from a hood. Where could it have come from?
That is the question I aim to answer. Let me confirm this one last time, Larry. The reason you thought that this was Iris are the hood and this crystal sphere, correct?
That's right. My gut is never wrong. I met that old bikini the next morning. And her crystal sphere was still there, safe and sound. Indeed. She was wearing it in this very room earlier today.
It's going to end without a fight. This case isn't going to end without a fight. Exposing the obvious contradictions in this testimony will be easy. But I fear that all that awaits us are further mysteries. Alright. No one else could have lost the crystal sphere that night. Let's see. I think I'm showing the photo of Elise, probably, right? Or no, the staff? The staff. Show the staff. Oof. I was just listening to Iris by the Goo Goo Dolls. He's too deep in the lie at this point. Larry. That night, there was someone. Someone who lost a crystal sphere.
There was? Who? Who was this stupid idiot?
Miss Elise Dunim, the mentor to a stupid idiot. The victim! I haven't said anything in a while. I'm still here. I have a photo of her here. And on the end of her staff, you can see a familiar-looking crystal sphere.
Hey! That's my photograph! Give it back! Ouch!
A crystal sphere like that is quite easy to find. I have one just like it on my brooch. Oh, really? Can I see it? They look nothing alike. It's true, that one's turquoise. In any case, please take a look at this. This is the victim's staff, found at the scene of the crime.
Ah, the crystal sphere! It's gone! What? 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 Just what does this mean?
If anyone jumped or flew across the bridge that night, it certainly was not Iris. After all, she was not wearing her hood. More importantly, the crystal sphere found at the landing site was not hers either.
Oh wow. That means the one who flew and dropped the sphere was the victim, Miss Elise Dunim?
I don't know about that. A fool alongside another fool on a fool's errand to reach a foolish conclusion. First of all, this sketch, which I prefer to call a scribble, is ridiculous. People cannot fly. Trust me, I've tried. Thus, it is rejected.
You can't do that! I saw it with my own two— Ouch!
And this crystal sphere, this is nothing more than a red herring. You honestly believe that? Give it some thought, and I'm sure you'll realize it as well, Miles Edgeworth. Elise Dunim was in her room on the night of the murder. There was no reason for her to go to Dusky Bridge. Therefore, this sphere cannot be related to this case. That is all. Miss Franziska von Karma. The only people who will accept that explanation are scatterbrains and clowns.
Whoa, hey, nice to meet you, Mr. Clown.
Oh, nice to meet you. I'm Mo the Clown.
Oh, I'm Maurice Dunim. Why are you pointing at me?
Well, I thought he was pointing at me. The victim's crystal sphere was found near the bridge on the night of her murder. Yet you expect us to believe this has nothing to do with the case. That crystal sphere. It was probably thrown away at the bridge after the murder. That's right, they're still insisting that the murderer went to the bridge to throw shit away.
After the murder?
There is blood on the crystal sphere, isn't there? This naturally suggests that it was thrown away after the murder took place. The killer placed it there to throw the investigation off the scent. Which is the exact same reason that he drew that ridiculous sketch. Oh no.
What? You mean I'm the killer? I didn't draw that.
Oh, come on! All joking aside, see, I was just kidding. We do that around here. Just when did this crystal sphere appear near the foot of the bridge? Unless this can be proven in some way, I refuse to believe this is related to the case. At most, people can use their whips to cling onto something in a creepy castle and swing across like in Super Castlevania 4, which I've done. But that's not the same as Wait, Francisca, you've done that? It was very exhilarating. Well, that's incredible. Played Super Castlevania 4 in the Von Karma household raw. There is no evidence that Elise Dunim left Hazakura Temple that night. However, if somehow this crystal sphere, yeah, this is massive. How did it get there? We need to find fucking Pearl. Can be proven to have been dropped before the victim was killed. Then this case is going to transform into something else entirely.
Your response, Mr. Edgeworth?
Better hit the save yoinky here.
I want your final opinion on the disposition of this crystal sphere. If it is not related to the case, then this witness who you called will have been nothing more than a monumental waste of time.
Prepare yourself for some very appropriate punishment, Miles Edgeworth. Can I prove it? Can I prove that the crystal sphere was dropped before the murder took place? Found half covered in snow, but not fully covered. Which means what? I prove because the sphere was dropped before the murder took place. Oh, look, they added the map. Or they added the sphere to the map. That's nice. Well, if it was half covered in snow, that means it would have been out there while it was still snowing, right? Which means it would have happened before the murder. I'm gonna try yes. Can I prove it? That isn't the issue. To simply prove it, that's the only option. That's what he'd do. That's That's the way Phoenix Wright would do this. Your Honor, allow me to prove something to you. I will prove that this crystal sphere is a vital link to solving this case.
You will do what?
That look in your eyes. You remind me of MPW when he is cornered. That should come as no surprise. Because right now... Oh! I am Phoenix Wright. And I am indeed cornered. Whoa! He's acknowledging his power!
I order you to present your evidence, Mr. Edgeworth. Evidence that proves that the crystal sphere was indeed dropped before the murder.
Oh. Okay. I mean, my evidence... Why are they showing me this photo? I mean, their staff certainly isn't here. Again, so I think because it was found half covered in snow means it was dropped while it was still snowing. Which we know happened before the murder.
Your response, Miss Von Karma?
Birds of a feather flock together. Are you familiar with this phrase? Oh, I got it wrong. Miles Edgeworth. I think one such bird is calling for its fellow now.
Go, go, Edgy, do it, prove it, win, win, win!
He's cheering. It's as though I'm listening to the ominous caws of ravens. Fuck.
What will you do from here?
One more chance, Your Honor. I can't turn back after coming all this way. The time of the murder and when the crystal sphere was dropped. I always hate when people say the former and the latter, because I always have to, like, think about it. Proved, okay, that the latter, the dropping of the crystal sphere, happened first. Okay, I still think I'm on the right, right idea, but maybe I need to present the autopsy report. Fuck.
No, let me pause! Fuck!
Shit, maybe I can't access his powers after all.
Oh, I really thought he had something there.
Yo, that's exciting in a way. Okay, let's think about it a little bit more then. Why did they show me this photo? Evidence that proves that the crystal sphere was indeed dropped before the murder. Are we just saying because it's not in this picture? This crystal sphere, it was half buried in snow, correct?
That's right. If it hadn't stopped snowing, then it would have been game over. Snow would have totally covered it.
That's all I needed to hear from you, Larry. Your testimony makes one thing quite clear. So we had the right idea, I just wasn't presenting the right thing. Today, I basically got paid for a free half hour because I stayed late like normally, but the system wouldn't give us any papers to score. Awesome. It was just stuck buffering. When the crystal sphere was dropped, it was snowing. Even if it was ever so slightly. Okay, so I was on the right idea. I had the right idea about the snow. I was just presenting the wrong information. Or presenting the wrong things. I don't know why I had to show that. I mean, I know we used that picture earlier as like, look, there was no snow on her body or whatever. On the other hand, I don't know why they were showing us that photo, though. That feels like a glitch. That they would show us the photo, the exact thing, the exact evidence I needed to present that felt like it shouldn't have been doing that. Let us look at the scene of the murder. As proven earlier today, there is no snow on the victim's body. Therefore, the crystal sphere must have been dropped before the murder. What? What? Theme, raw. Order! On the night of the murder, the victim did indeed go to Dusky Bridge. And there, something occurred that caused the staff's crystal sphere to come loose.
What? What could that have been?
This sphere, there is some blood on it, isn't there? Allow me to raise a certain possibility at this junction. The real crime scene was near the foot of Dusky Bridge. Raw!
Oh, holy fuck.
The murder didn't take place in the Hazakura Temple courtyard? Only a fool would suggest such a foolish piece of absolute foolishness. Just who is the fool? In which part is so foolish, Miss Von Karma? Have you been paying any attention this whole time, Miles Edgeworth? The sister saw everything. She saw the victim being killed by the defendant in the Hazakura Temple courtyard. That's not exactly true, now is it? To put it more precisely, what she saw was the murder weapon being removed from the victim's body. That's the same thing! This is me trying to argue something that is the same when it isn't. And I get a question wrong in this game. Fuck! No, it isn't. You said it yourself. Very little blood is actually lost at the moment of a blade's insertion. If you want to talk about when the most blood would be lost from a body, that would be when the blade is removed. If that statement is the truth, then Dusky Bridge could very easily be the site of the murder. The murder weapon was not removed. Thus, there was no bleeding. You're forgetting one vital thing, Miles Edgeworth. Elise Dunim's body was found in Hazakura Temple. On foot, it takes 15 minutes to travel from Dusky Bridge to Hazakura Temple. You mean to suggest someone carried the body all that way? Ah, but what if they used a snowmobile? I've made it this far. The only place to take this is to the end. I just need to prove that my version of the events is also perfectly plausible. Raw.
Court would like to have an explanation. Please show us the method by which the victim's body was carried to Hazakura Temple.
Can I just show the tracks photo? Probably, right? On that snowy night, there is one way that a body could have been moved. The snowmobile. Ah! As we know, the snowmobile was used that night. It was explained as having been used to dispose of the murder weapon, but it could also have been used to carry a body. This is raw. Larry Butt's just in the middle of this whole time, like, This is completely unacceptable, Miles Edgeworth. You've dug yourself into your own grave. You've dug yourself into a news grave. What do you mean? The only one who could have used the snowmobile was the defendant. She's the one who moved the body. Doesn't that put the final nail in your coffin? You're too late, Franziska von Karma. And in fact, the defense has proven something else entirely. We have shown that this case requires further investigation. Raw, yes! We've raised too many ifs. We need another day. What? Where was the victim Elise Dunim really killed? If her body was moved, what for? And finally, just what does this image mean? Do you even need to think about that? Such a creature could never see the truth, let alone describe it. He is the truth, is the thing, though. This witness certainly sits on one of the lowest possible branches of humanity. However, he would never utter a lie that could hurt a girl with whom he is enamored. He drew this, so it is... I know my two main people who would be with me on this the most have already went to bed, but it's literally in the text. He drew this, so it is something that actually happened. Of course it is. Did I already take a picture of this? Yes. The defense stands firm on this point. Edgy. Thank you. That settles it then. I cannot give a verdict under these circumstances. Grr, grr. Fuck, fuck, fuck. Right. I seem to have fulfilled my part in this. It is just as I thought. Franziska von Karma, you make a wonderful partner. Raw! Excuse me? There was one reason, and one alone, for me being here. To expose the darkness lurking in this case, and then pass it on to Wright. Really? That's what this was all about? I could have just told me that from the very beginning. Then I wouldn't have had Francie whipping me. Oh! Miles Edgeworth. I don't care about what you were here to do. This was my chance to finally grind you under my heel. Raw. Larry's his problem now. A shame that your chance seems to have slipped you by. What a shit. Oh, Freddy! This is all your fault. Such a terrible witness. You are an affront to all the legal system. Oh, oh, oh! I demand satisfaction. Oh my god, she killed him. She warped him out of the fucking courtroom. Cannot believe that the witness's testimony relates to an actual event. However, there has to be some sort of answer for the questions it raises. Have his words here today been the truth or lies?
Next time we gather in this courtroom, those are the matters that shall be addressed. I am counting on thorough investigations by both the defense and the prosecution. You have 12. It's already like 3 o'clock, so you have it's gonna take you like an hour and a half to drive up there. So you've probably got about 4 hours. It's winter, so you're gonna have maybe 3 hours of daylight left. Yeah, I'll give you about I guess you're gonna have about 5 hours.
And with this, the rest is up to you. Right.
Raw.
Damn it.
Court is now adjourned.
To be continued. Saving! Part 3-1. February 9th. 3-4. Oh, not the Hody Clinic Intensive Care Unit! No, God! I will return next week, maybe. I certainly don't have it in my voice to do that man here tonight. Oops, what did I just do? Did I just default all the settings? I meant to do title screen. Well, we're gonna call it a stream there. My voice, not even necessarily my voice, but my my lungs are shot. I went too hard on the Larry Butts voice. I know we're not even at 3 hours quite yet, but we're gonna call it a stream there. Von Karma, holy light! Her whips turn to pure light. She whips shit Judge in half, and the halves of his body burst into flames raw. Hey, that was a fantastic stream. I guess that's it for Edgeworth. So we'll have to pick things up again with Phoenix. But hey, that's gonna do it from here tonight. I want to thank you guys for all being here. We appreciate it. I want to thank Will for the 5-stream streak. Hell yeah, not Cope. Great job. I'll be back tomorrow night with the first stream of Prey. We finished Spirit and the Mouse last week. So now we're moving on to another game off the Dibs board. I'm excited. I've never played the game before, but I'm excited to see kind of more about what it's all about and get into it. Let's see here. And if you're not here tomorrow and you're like, oh man, I gotta wait a whole another week to hear Siz's beautiful voice again, well, have I got good news for you? Because this Saturday, the 25th, I will be a guest on the my two favorite boys Twitch.tv channel, where I will be joining as a guest to do a bracket of the original trilogy Spyro the Dragon levels. Should be a fun time. Obviously hosted by Kingo, Snack, and Pixel, great friends of the show. And then the other guest is Dan Bop, who I don't really know personally, but I know they were on for the first episode of their show, the Pokemon Indigo League bracket. And I assume that they're a fan of just noxious how fast I can pull up that link. And I assume that they're a fan of Spyro, otherwise why would they be on the show? But I'm excited for that. I still need to finish preparing um, my notes for Spyro 3 and a little bit more. I might add some stuff into 2. I have this whole Google Doc typed up, and I have it like set up with like headers, so that on like the side I can like scroll down and like I can see like where like the Spyro 1 like as a game category like starts, and then it goes by like world, and then in each world, so I have little like bookmarks that I can like quickly click to, so that when we're discussing, you know, fucking a level from Spyro 3 going against a level from Spyro 1, I can kind of like fairly quickly scroll to them in the dock, and just kind of like click, and it'll take me right there. But it should be a fun time. Yeah. So look forward to that. I've seen the bracket. It should be fun. I know. There's a couple. There's like one matchup. Fairly early on that I'm interested in. There's one there's one level in particular that I am ready to go to bat for. And seeing what it's been matched up against is, first of all, pretty funny. But second of all, I don't know. It's gonna be. I feel like. I don't know. It's gonna be. It's gonna be. There would certainly be easier levels for this to like instantly clear, just because we're doing all of the levels. So it's like, you know, hub worlds, boss levels, you know, all of the actual levels, like speedways, like the Sparks mini games included. So it's, you know, like. Especially like some of the bosses in Spyro 1, it's like, okay, you know, whatever is matched up against some of them, probably, you know, pretty, not going to be that much of a debate. Or even, you know, if a level is like matched up against like one of the Sparks levels from the third game, you know, I don't want to necessarily be like, oh, it's going to be unanimous, because, like, you know, I don't fucking know. But, if you were looking, if you like looked at the bracket and you were like, oh, I'm gonna make bets on this, if you like saw any level going up against the Sparks level, it would like, I would guess it's probably a pretty safe bet to say that the real level is gonna move on over the Sparks level. If a Sparks level makes it, here's what I'll say: if a Sparks level makes it out of round 1, I think we fucked up. Unless a Sparks level is going up against another Sparks level, or like the final boss of the first game, I guess we'll find out. Anyway, I'm excited. It should be a fun time. That's happening at like 3 o'clock start time this Saturday. Did I say the date? Saturday the 25th. About 3 p.m. Eastern start time. It'll probably go all day and night. We'll see how long it takes. Probably like between 5 and 7 hours, I would guess. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. Yeah, I don't think it'll be as long as the first one. How long? So the first one, the Indigo League was 9 hours, is that right? And then Mario Party was 7? Am I right about that? how many Mario Party mini games are there? Because I know like 'cause from the first three, Indigo was 9.5, Mario Party was 7.5. I mean, I didn't watch either of these, you know, the Indigo or the Mario Party brackets. To be fair, I would assume that maybe with the Mario Party bracket, that was a case of quantity over, and I'm saying quality in quotes here to mean like it was a case of the fact that, you know, it took so long because there were so many fucking battles. You know, I don't know, like, how much is there really to say about, like, some of the Mario Party minigames, right? Versus, I mean, and, you know, I think Indigo is a case of a lot of episodes and a lot to say about them. You know, they're 20-minute cartoon episodes. So I think Spyro is somewhere in the middle of that, right? Like there's not as many. Well, I guess there probably are, because how many episodes of the anime were there? 80 something, right? Episodes of the Indigo League? So there are more levels, but they're definitely not as I would guess. You know, there's not as much to say about a level of Spyro the Dragon. Even the most interesting level of Spyro the Dragon probably doesn't have as much to talk about in comparison to a 20-minute episode of a of an anime. So yeah, I think Spyro is kind of, you know, somewhere in between Mario Party, where it's like, okay, there's not as many, but there's a little bit more to say, or, you know, there's not as much to say compared to an episode of Pokemon, but there are a little bit more of the levels, so it'll be interesting. And I think what is also interesting is that not every level in Spyro is created equal. Again, you know, like the Sparks levels. Yeah, and like the Speedway, it's like, well, you know, there's only so much anyone can really say about those, you know. So some of them will go longer. You know, some of them will be quicker to kind of talk about than others. So it'll be interesting. I'm wagering somewhere between, and we do like to, yeah, that's true. I'm wagering somewhere between like six to 7. Somewhere between like 6 to 8. But I don't know if it'll be like, when I say like 8, I mean, you know, I'm thinking, you know, like 7 hours and, you know, 59 minutes and 59, like up to like 8-hour hard line. I don't know if it'll go much more than 8 hours. But I guess we'll find out. But it should be fun. A lot of my notes are, I have more notes for Spyro 1 because I hadn't played that game in a much longer time compared to 2 and 3. I'm not even going to replay 2 or 3 for this. I just played 2 last summer. Granted, it was a hacked challenge mod. If you remember, I streamed it. But I don't know how much of a difference that really makes. And I've played 3 semi-recently, and I've also watched Snack stream it semi-recently. And I'm also just a lot more familiar with 3, and especially 2, compared to the first game. I've definitely played those more than the first game, just in general. If you recall, I did a Spyro 2 speedrun on SGM several years ago. I don't remember what my final time was. It was 14 Talisman. It couldn't have been longer than 2 hours. Maybe yapping to ourselves a lot. That's, you know, yeah. Would be the guess. It's true. I mean, I think Comb will watch. You know, I'm sure, I don't know if Dan Bob has, you know, a little bit more of an audience or a reach. Like Slim might watch. You know, I know he played through the Reigniteds, I'm pretty sure, right? But yeah, so a lot of my notes, I have more notes for the first game than I will the second or third. But I have a lot of just like facts. Like I have like the number of like gems or like collectibles in every level. Even if it's not something that gets brought up, I feel like I don't know. That was something I wanted to like write down. I have written down a lot of the like requirements for a lot of the like worlds or levels. Gareth is around, he'll probably watch. That's gonna be, if he's there, that's gonna be such a like OMG starstruck moment for me. Just because I used to I guess watch is the correct term. Just because, you know, I used to watch when he was on with NTOM64 on Hellfire Comms and stuff back in the day on all of their Sonic projects. I mean, a lot of them are notes, especially when I get to the third game. I'll be interested in seeing some of the things like how many eggs you need to access levels, because like I don't know. If you told me that after the first hub world, no level ever again had an egg requirement to open, I might be like, I don't know. I'm sure that isn't right, but I don't know if I know that for sure. Because, you know, anymore, I just, you know, play the game 100% and just get everything, and when I get to the subsequent hub worlds, you know, everything's already opened. So if you told me that they just were like that anyway, I would probably be like, yeah, maybe. I don't know. As a kid, I'm sure I got to every subsequent hub world and been like, oh man, I can only get into one of these levels, huh? When I would like just barely scrape by. I was looking at the Spyro wiki, and I have a lot of like trivia pieces for the Spyro 2 levels. Apparently and I don't think I knew this, but there's a lot of cut dialogue that was present in some like demo, or it must have been revealed in some way. Some like early, you know, E3 like press demo or something. But apparently Alora had like dialogue for a lot of the levels, not every level, but a lot of the levels. Kind of providing some like background, like just like flavor text, like lore things about like, oh, here's kind of what some of, you know, what would happen, what, you know, here's what this world does for the region of Avalar, or like here's the kind of backstory on like the conflict happening in the level as you arrive. And again, all of these little things like had like a source on the wiki, so I don't think this is an instance of somebody just like writing shit in. As is so often the case. So I don't know, like I wrote down a lot of that stuff, and that'll be, I think I will share I will share those. I mean, it's all stuff you could just go look at right now if you want to go pull up the wiki, but you know. For the sake of the show, it'll be more interesting if you don't. There were definitely I didn't know any of them. I don't think I was looking at looked at all of these and I was like, huh, that's really interesting, or like that's really cool. Some of it is stuff that it's just kind of like, Okay, like I kind of gathered that, just like, you know, playing the game and just, you know, like some of it is just like, well, that makes sense. But it's there is some interesting things in there that you like wouldn't get otherwise. I'll be interested to see if there's anything like that for Spyro 3 when I do those notes. I also wrote down like all of the money bags locations and like how much he charges. Yeah, but hey, that's happening on Saturday. I'm sure I'll talk about it again tomorrow during Prey. But hey, that's all I got. And look at that, now we're over 3 hours. Beautiful. Just where I like to be, baby. Oh boy. Hey, that's it. Big love. Mwah. Bye-bye. Mwah, mwah. I'll see you tomorrow for Prey. Whee!